Hey, Steph infection. Don't blow it.
Ew, that's problematic.
What? I'm talking about Whistle.
Oh.
Welcome to Deadsville.
Greetings, Boo Believers. Welcome to another episode of Deadsville Horror Talk. I'm your host, Ronan James, and to my left, the lovely Steph infection.
Hi, Scream Hearts.
On this episode, we are going to review the new cursed object horror Whistle. Mm-hmm. And we saw this in the theaters.
Yes.
Just last night.
Yes.
So we are fresh. Somewhat fresh. I mean, we slept on it, but
yeah, fresh
pretty
enough.
Fresh.
Yeah.
So we are going to dive into this one. And before we do, let's tell you a little bit about us in case you are just joining Deadsville Horror Talk. I'm host Ronan James Green. I've been a stuntman, stunt coordinator, and now director for over 20 years. I've worked on everything from micro, tiny, indie budget schlock films to some of the biggest blockbusters that I guarantee you have gone to the theater and seen me in. Anything from,
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is probably one of the biggest one, and Gotham, but then I've also coordinated low-budget horror like Death House.
Oh, yeah.
And The Fetus, which just released recently and stars Lauren Lavera and Bill Moseley.
Yes,
So,
that's a good one.
yeah, you'll find my handiwork all over the horror world, as well as a lot of the superhero stuff and New York City procedurals and all that kind of stuff.
He's all over the place.
Yep, you've seen me die before, I am sure.
Yes.
Or at least get my ass kicked.
Yeah, they're my favorite ones.
Yeah. And Steph Infection has been in the business now for about 8 years going on as producer, actress, hostess with the mostest.
Oh, yeah.
Wearer of many hatses.
Whatever's needed. I'm your girl.
Yep, wardrobe, crafty, whatever we
Now
need to
sound
do.
engineering.
Sound design.
Oh,
Sound
design.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Steph
See, I'm
Infection.
still learning.
Still learning. It's always, I've been in the business for over 20 years and I'm still learning every day. So we do post-production now. We have our own productions. Amityville Barbie is in the works. It's a short film that is right now on the festival circuit and winning some awards. Steph Infection is my co-creator on that, and we produced 2 scenes so far. The first one is its own short, starring Jessa Jupiter Flux. High-octane stunts and blood.
Yes.
It's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets The Evil Dead.
Lots of fight scenes and all the, it's got everything. Comedy, blood.
And a heavy dose of Scott Pilgrim-style anime VFX added in post by yours truly as well. So another thing that we do here, video post-production and video visual effects. So we have some of that in this movie. We're going to talk about that. But before we get to that, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do all of the call to action stuff that we're supposed to tell you to do at this point. Click the bell if you are watching on YouTube. We have video on YouTube. We are on all of the, not all, but a lot of the podcasting platforms again now.
So you can follow us on there so you don't miss any and whatever you're tuning in on.
And of course, all of our social medias. We do horror comedy content. I do daily reels with horror talk news updates. So if you follow our socials, Deadsville Ronan, Steph Infection, Deadsville Productions, Amityville Barbie, Deadsville Horror Talk, you will find us.
Yep, we're all over.
Yep. All right. So we are going to dig into this new movie, Whistle.
Yes.
And this is it's listed as a 2025 movie, but this just came out now this weekend here in 2026.
We've seen this enough. It probably was in maybe...
It was done last year, and you can tell too because Dafne Keen, our star, looks younger. So I feel like this was finished a little while ago, and I know I had heard about it last year in the festival circuit. People were digging it, and people were talking about it. So
that's probably why, because it was actually released in festivals in 2025.
Right.
So
public release is 2026. Just came out this weekend, and yeah, let's. It's an hour and 40 minutes. It's around your 90-minute expected runtime. Why don't you read our synopsis?
All right, here we go for Whistle. A misfit group of unwitting high school students stumble upon a cursed object, an ancient Aztec death whistle. They discover that blowing the whistle and the terrifying sound it emits will summon their future deaths to hunt them down.
Yes, very ominous. And yeah, we'll jump to our cast and crew here next before we get into our original first take thoughts. But I will say, it's a standard cursed object.
Yes.
Movie. I mean,
yes.
it's just pretty straightforward, and I appreciate that about it. I will say, I don't need.
Wasn't trying to be. I feel like something different. I'm sure people have issues with it, but if you just give me what I know I'm going in for, just make me have fun with it, and
cursed object, cool deaths, and we were rolling. So the director is Corin Hardy. And he is best known for The Nun.
Yes, he did that.
And The Nun was pretty creepy. I mean, it wasn't I guess it kind of jumped the shark when it went into sequels, maybe, but the first one was pretty creepy.
Well, The Nun is part of The Conjuring.
Yeah, I know, it's all part of that universe.
But because The Nun is it was in earlier ones, and then they made a movie just about The Nun.
Right.
So, but the directing side of that movie I thought was good. They all have, all those movies have different directors, but definitely creepy. And I thought the direction in this was great.
Well, I mean, the big thing about the Conjuring universe is they're big on their jump scares, and they do a good job of setting up the jump scares, and also giving you some red herrings to kind of lead you to think you're getting one and then not give you one, so that you never know when you're really going to get it.
Yeah,
so they still kind of.
It's like look over here, and you think you're waiting for it, and
it to come, and then sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. But that's good because you don't want it to just be so cliche that you call it every time. So you throw out these red herrings and subvert expectations. So yes, and there's a little bit of that in this one.
There is. I can think of a few scenes right off the top of my head.
Yep, we'll get there. So the writer Owen Egerton
hasn't done a whole lot.
No.
No, that's what I saw. My eyes.
I mean, that's the biggest thing here. The writing is pretty standard. If there's one,
it's very basic, but
again, it follows a formula. It's something that we've seen before. We're all very familiar with it. Oh, you did Bloodfest?
Do you know?
Bloodfest was pretty good. Yeah, that was a fun movie. It had what's his name in it? It's the one with the.
Oh yeah, we did watch this. So he wrote that.
It's like a festival, and the dude's in the control room, and they're really killing people at a festival.
He plays one of the characters too.
Oh, look at that, Anthony Walsh. Yeah. Okay.
So, okay. I when I quickly looked earlier, I didn't, but I do remember this now, kind of looking at it, and Follow, which I haven't.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
This is Mercy Black. So, it was. I don't know. Writing was fine. It wasn't anything.
Yeah, well, I will say, and we'll get to this once we get into a little deeper on our thoughts, but I felt that they took the basic, this isn't reinventing the wheel, like you said. This is your standard cursed object movie. But they added a layer to it with this Aztec Death Whistle being the MacGuffin in being the object.
Yes.
It's not just it's a random cursed object. There's actual lore behind it that they kind of, I'm sure, kind of weave in.
And I can respect that. That's what I mean. That if it's a basic, it's same thing as Final Destination, or like you said, urban legend, things like that, where it's got that story to it, but it had its own lore that I could appreciate. And it was very simple setup.
You just mentioned my two comparisons that I said. To me, this was very. I mean, I guess we'll jump to the actors, but since you just kind of went there, this was a very 2000s movie to me, with like the 2000s teen horror. Very fine, obviously very Final Destination, because this is. Not giving anything away that's not in the trailer.
No.
They blow the whistle and death comes to find them.
Yeah, it's
very much like, hunts them down the way death comes to find Final Destination. But they put their own twist on it. And that's why I think it it works well, and I mean, it's not something that's going to jump out and stand out from everything else, but it was a really fun ride. And
oh, yeah, I agree. And this is like a misfit mashup, you know, kind of. It's like...
Yeah, again, we get another Breakfast Club
yeah,
kind of
that's what you said
the,
when we were watching it. But a couple populars, couple dorks, the weirdo girl, you know, it's like a guy that calls himself a nerd, then she's the weirdo, that's the new girl, and then...
There's the mean girl.
Mean girl, but not really. Well, her boyfriend was the mean guy, and she was...
True, yeah, he was the typical jock.
Yeah, yeah, she was actually standing up for both of the ghosts. So it was, you know, kind of, but it was just, we're kind of not all friends, and we're going to mesh together and be a part of this journey together.
Yeah, and we'll get into how they come together and stuff when we get into the spoilers. But let's talk about our cast. Dafne Keen is well, probably the most recognizable name is Nick Frost in here for most people who may not know Dafne Keen. Dafne Keen was X-23 in Wolverine, and she was in Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah, who's Laura, Wolverine's daughter.
Laura Kinney, X-23. Laura
yes,
Kinney,
X-23.
But Nick Frost from Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I love him.
He's probably the biggest name in this one. And he's got a fun part. He's got a pretty good part as a teacher and kind of helps get the ball rolling.
Yeah, and it was perfect because he's like a history teacher. So it's very quick. You get him, you know, we have our breakfast club.
Yeah, don't give too much about it.
And then he's the history teacher. Right. So you're going to get your setup really quickly. And it was good.
And then you... And again, then it basically focuses on the group of kids, just like in a Final Destination movie or Urban Legend. And those are like two of my biggest comparisons, like the 2000s movies like Final Destination, Urban Legend. It had that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I would compare it more to Final Destination.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But you know, even something like I Know What You Did Last Summer, not necessarily a slasher aspect, but that whole like group trying to figure out a mystery. I mean, even the one character even says, "You guys could keep playing Scooby-Doo."
Oh yeah. He does it.
You know, that was big back then because of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and that whole 2000s vibe with this. I mean, you still get it today, the Scooby Gang stuff, but yeah, big 2000s vibes.
Yeah.
And if you dug that kind of stuff, again, if you enjoyed Final Destination, Urban Legend, stuff like that, then this is definitely a movie you will enjoy. But yeah, Dafne Keen, she did a really good job. I thought she was good.
I think she played she was the perfect part, you know, for this character.
She's a girl in recovery. We'll try and give her character without giving too much away. But yeah, she's in recovery, moves to a new school where she like moves in with her cousin and new girl in school. And yeah, she's kind of like a goth girl and very, you know, obviously like an outcast compared to some of the other, obviously the normal kids at school.
I didn't say goth, but she was like
She wore all black with the exception.
She had a Rancid shirt on. I will say that.
Yeah. with the exception of the army jacket, which again,
that's what I'm thinking.
That I speculated was maybe her dad's.
It reminded me of Freaks and Geeks.
Exactly. I mean, that's very much
she wears the army jacket.
Very much what it reminded me of. But other than that, she was wearing all black. She had the dark hair with the bangs, like you.
I mean, yeah, her hair is very similar to mine.
She's very, very...
Don't mind me with my contact.
Very gothy.
Well, I know, but I just meant like, you know, more of an just generalized alt kind of personality. So before we get into our spoiler-free...
other cast, anybody you want to know?
No, I mean, I thought they all were great actors.
Yeah, I thought a lot of these kids were good. Scott Yang as Rel, I liked him. He plays the cousin.
Yeah, he was really good.
He was good. He was like he was a fun character.
Yeah, like I think every single one of them, they were very believable in their characters. They had personality. Nobody kind of fell like, you know, below the bar when it came to the acting. I thoroughly
I thought they all held their weight. It was and again, very 2000s. A bunch of good-looking teens. They're probably older than teens, but playing teens.
Yeah.
you know, doing the horror, the 2000 horror movie. I mean, even like the color correction and the color palette of the movie felt like that.
It did, yeah. Like kind of darker.
Even looking at these like screenshots in the trailer and stuff, it has those like
what is that, vignette, or what is that?
The vignette, but it's also like a I don't know, like those gray blue tones over top. Yeah. So, all right.
It's very cool.
So yeah, that's our cast. So let's give our first take, Steph Infection. Oh wait, let's go to our go to Rotten Tomatoes.
We're gonna do Rotten Tomatoes. So our tomatometer, which is, how did I say it right, is 60%. So that is our critics, and then the popcorn meter, which is our audience, was 52%.
51.
Oh, you have 51?
Yeah, like last time.
Let's see.
Off too,
well, I did this like a little bit ago, so I bet you. Yep, now it's down to 51.
Yeah, I haven't rated it yet either, so I won't have to rate it. But I really enjoyed it.
I did, but I think that's kind of fair. I think you're going to have I don't think I think the popcorn meter should be higher, but I think around 65%, you know, would be like more realistic.
I think I gave it a 3.5 on my online review. Well, I started with 3.25, but then I thought about it more and I switched it to a 3.5. So that's like a 7.
Yeah.
So I'm a little kinder than the critics on this one, but again, well, you go ahead, ladies first. You give.
Well, I mean, overall, like I said, I appreciate it. Just overall, I thought it was such a fun movie. I like the lore behind it. The kills were great. If you go into it thinking you're going to have some crazy, you know, written movie that you've never heard before and groundbreaking writing, no, that's not this movie. This movie was fun. It gets you right away. There's like the first opening scene gets you. You know, there's definitely some kind of questionable CGI in certain spots, but overall, the kills were great. Some of them were incredibly scary, and some of them were, you know, just scary enough, but everything, I felt like the entire movie was fast-paced enough that you were constantly on edge, which had me, and it was even though it was CGI, and there was some practical in a lot of spots, it was done well, where it was stuff that we haven't seen before. Ways that people have died that I have never seen before.
Yeah.
There's one that was similar to something in the Insidious kind of universe, but like nothing, I've never seen that before. So I thought it was a very cool twist. Yeah, I would suggest going to see it. I would suggest going to see it in the theater because of the sound and everything. And I think
design was really good.
I think it would hit better and with these kills. And yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun overall. Perfect? No. Definitely fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
I'm going to agree. I enjoyed it a lot. I went in kind of rooting for it and hoping, again, because I had heard about it and I wanted it to be good. But I usually am disappointed when I have high hopes for something, so I try not to set the bar too high. But this was exactly what I hoped for, really. I mean, I thought that the pacing was great. It was, again, very much like a 2000s movie where they don't get too bogged down in the lore, that it slows the pace of the movie down. You know, they kept everything moving. Everything was like, you got introduced to the characters pretty quickly. The opening scene was a lot of fun, which we'll get to when we get to our spoilers. But it sets the stage, and then, you know, and you just, from there, you get a chance to breathe after that, but then as soon as our lead gets to school, it's like, boom, we're off and running. Like, it didn't waste any time.
Exactly.
When she got there, it was set up, it was, boom, we're moving. All right, here we go.
I appreciate that so much.
It made it fun. And again, this movie's a little longer than 90 minutes. It's 100 minutes long. It's an hour and 40 minutes. But it feels like a normal 90-minute movie because the pacing,
not really. Yeah, 137.
Yeah. So the other, what's his name?
Yeah.
IMDb said 140.
That could be with the whole credits.
Well, maybe there's a director's cut. We don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just moved quick. Again, like I could sit in some 90-minute movies and it feels like 2 hours. Because they get so bogged down in lore or trying to character dynamics or something that we don't really need to get too bogged down in. This, I appreciated the quick movement. I appreciated the. They knew what they were doing. They knew that they were doing Final Destination with an Aztec twist. That's what this is, and they just leaned into it, and it works. It works really, really well. That's why I wound up giving it what would essentially be a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I thought that, it's not perfect and it is derivative, so it loses. I'm not going to give it super high score, but it was a lot of fun to see in the theater. The kills were creative. Again, there was, like you said, there was a good mix of practical and digital VFX here, and the characters. I've read a couple other reviews where people said that the characters weren't developed enough. I thought that the characters were established, and the ones that needed to be developed were developed enough.
Yeah, anything more, it would have. I mean, we'll get into
away from the pace of the story,
because it was like hit, then a little bit of dialogue, then hit or something with some more dialogue, hit, like you were constantly getting hit with something. When we got each of their backgrounds very quickly, and I'll give that in spoilers, where we got this, if somebody had a medical issue already, if somebody had a problem with addiction, if somebody had another problem, we got all of their backgrounds very quickly by just
pretty organically, just it going on, instead of them having to there's so much
so I don't know what
explaining in modern movies. I think that's maybe where people maybe they just, I don't know, maybe people just want everything spoon-fed to them.
But it was very obvious to me in certain parts of what was happening, and it was going to play back later. Yeah,
there was there wasn't a big twist in this, I would say. There was no, nothing made me go, oh, wow. No, I knew what was coming, but the ride was a blast. That was why. So, I would absolutely recommend this. I recommend seeing it in a theater. Definitely, absolutely get it at home when it's streaming, or, watch it when it comes to Shudder. I think we said it was Shudder, right?
It was Shudder original. Yeah. So, and again, it's just a lot of fun. Have fun with the kills. I went into it with zero expectations. I think this is a little low, but I think 65% is a reasonable.
Originally I said 3.25
is a reasonable,
out of 5, which would be 65.
Percentage out of 100. Just it's definitely.
I'm trying to make up for some people rating it low, I feel like.
Well, and that's fair too, because it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. Yep. So there you go. We both recommend Whistle, playing in theaters now. Rated R. Again, rated R. Rated R.
There's a ton of blood. A lot
of stuff that doesn't go to theaters. People try and do more PG-13 stuff, so we're getting more of the hard R stuff nowadays, which I love. So I like seeing the R stuff go to theaters.
Yeah, some of these kills were brutal.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to get to it. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for the spoiler-free portion. We both recommend seeing this one. And now we are going to dig deeper. So if you have not seen Whistle yet, you want to pause here. If you don't want anything spoiled, go check the movie out, come back, and you can hit play and listen to our takes as we get more detailed and see if you agree or disagree.
Yeah, because I'm about to break these kills apart and talk about them, because
I'm
holy
looking forward to
moly,
talking about the kills.
Holy moly!
All right, we'll see you on the other side of the music, Boo Believers.
Ooh.
Welcome back. All right, this is the part of the show where we are going to dig deeper and get into spoilers and go scene by scene and kind of give our takes and thoughts on how each scene played out, what we liked, what we didn't like about each one. And yes, if you haven't seen the movie yet, like we said prior to this, now's the time to pause and step out. But here we go, Steph Infection, pass the shovel. It's time to dig deeper. Woo! All right, we're going to dig in and go scene by scene here. So the first thing we have is our basketball scene we open on. And this is a high school basketball scene. The team that we are, or I guess our hero team is trailing, or they have like 45 seconds. The coach has called the timeout.
They're down by 3.
That's what it is,
yeah. They're down by 3.
They're down by 2 because he hits a 3.
Oh, he hits a 3. So they're down by 2. I know that he hit a 3.
Yeah, and Horse.
Yeah, that's right. That's his name. But he keeps seeing this.
Yeah, so he's engaged in a game, and he sees somebody in the bleachers at one point.
Yes.
As he's running, he sees smoke in the bleachers after he makes a layup at one point.
And you can tell that this person is not. This is not the first time he's seen this. You get that very quickly.
Yeah,
he's kind of scared.
Yep. Jumps right into, okay, this is at the end of Horse's Run.
Yeah.
With the whistle. And, he's seeing it, and then I guess he makes the game-winning shot, and right under as the ball is floating to the basket, he's seeing smoke. And
well, literally, the ball is bouncing, rim to rim, backboard. You're watching it as this fiery person on fire is standing under the net, staring at him, reaching out to him.
Yeah.
And he's just staring, and then it sinks, and the whole team comes running up, and he runs and gets the F out of Dodge.
Yeah, they grab him and kind of snap him out of it because he's just mesmerized by this burning body that has appeared before him now. That's all charred and moving at him. And he runs out
into the locker room, and that's our first time where we see it's kind of like an urn that is holding the Aztec whistle, and we don't see, did we see inside of it? I thought he just pulled it out.
No, he just takes the urn out and smashes it with a cowbell. Kettlebell.
Kettlebell. Yeah, I was like, I knew that wasn't the right one. Kettlebell. So, and then the thing was kind of chasing him, and he smashes it, and then, we have that moment where that suspense, where you're looking around the corner, waiting to see if he's still there, and then the whole basketball team comes in. And he kind of feels relieved. We get that from him. He's laughing. And when you literally have something that almost happens to you? I actually like that they did that. Like, it was more realistic. He was hysterically laughing at himself. Like, oh my God, it's over. That's how I get. I will start laughing if I just missed, something terrible almost happened, and I, didn't have it happen. So he's in the shower.
Yeah, the other guys, they're all showering, and the other guys leave, and it's just him in there hanging out, and all of a sudden
spontaneously.
Well, he notices the ash running down the drain.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
And that's when he turns around, and the burning body's right there, and it punches down his throat, and we see him catch on fire and start to burn, and all of a sudden he's screaming, and everyone runs to all the other guys in the locker room run, and they see he's just on fire, spontaneously combusted in the middle of the shower.
Yes, which is just crazy. I mean, I've heard stories about people spontaneously combusting, but I don't know about that.
So we get that. That's our introduction, and then we roll credits.
I thought it was it was like right in your face. It was scary right away. I mean, there wasn't this like slow buildup of we need to know who he is. Literally, he just is playing. They're playing basketball. It's very quick. We see this.
No, they establish it right away.
Yeah.
But they also establish, and during this, they establish one of who will be our main characters, one of his teammates, who will wind up being part of our little Scooby gang as we're going forward. So. All right, so I thought a really effective opening scene.
I agree.
Grabbed my attention. Definitely, I was like, okay, cool. We're in for this is a good start. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, all right. Then we get our arrival at school for Chris, Dafne Keene. She's a new traumatized student that arrives at a new high school. And she's trying to keep a low profile. She's with her cousin. Yeah,
which we had a little scene of them at the house before, but it's not worth really talking about too much because nothing.
We just kind of established their dynamic, and we get a little bit of her backstory at the house, how
you settle in with her. Because here
we know that something's happened prior, and she's had to move in with her cousin at this point in a new situation. So
because he says, you're made at your home. It's very quick. Everything was established quick. We know, So then they go to school.
Yeah, and they're like the two main characters too. So it's we want to establish our main characters now right away. So that's a good way to do it. And we kind of set them apart as the two relatives, the two mains that we're going to follow through the rest of the film. So then we get to school.
And she goes up to her locker.
Yeah, she gets a new locker, and what's etched on the locker?
Horse.
Yep, because it used to be Horse's locker.
Yeah.
And before she even gets to open it, the jocks come up and harass her.
It's kind of cliche to have a basketball player named Horse, right?
I mean, he's the workhorse, I guess.
I just think of playing horse.
Playing horse, sure. I thought because he was the workhorse, because he was like the biggest kid on the team.
Maybe, yeah, one or the other.
And they would rely on him, so he was the workhorse that would.
Yeah.
You know, I figured that's what.
But right away,
they're like, you can't use this locker. Oh,
no one respects the dead.
Yeah,
oh,
they were mad. So obviously, we find, obviously his name's on it, and that wasn't enough. They had to bully her a little bit, but the girls and the crew jump in and are like, everybody,
stop being a jerk.
Every locker here belongs to a dead person.
Yeah, that was perfect. Well, everyone died. This school's been here for a while, so. Yeah. Majority of these were owned by dead people.
Yep, very true at this point. So yeah, we meet the different members of the group, but the one guy is still an asshole to her, and she knees him in the balls at that point, right? He
gets like in her face, or he touches her.
Oh no, he says the thing about the dad. He says that.
Oh yeah.
He says, oh yeah, she killed her dad. And
she's a drug addict.
A drug addict that killed her dad, and there's an altercation between him, and she
kicks him in the balls, and then we see our teacher.
Well, that's when
Frost,
she runs into Nick Frost,
and he's
says,
like,
"Detention, everybody!"
Yeah,
and he pulls them all into detention. So this is how we establish our Scooby Gang.
Yeah, they all have to go, because even the one girl. Who's kind of white knighting herself for Daphne's character. She was like, "Oh, I saw everything, and she didn't do anything." He's like, "Well, for lying to me, now you have detention."
No, he's not lying.
He says she kicked him
in the balls. Number one, and for you butting in, you could join him in detention.
Yeah,
offering your unsolicited opinion.
It was good.
So, but yes, this sets up our Scooby Gang to all join together now in detention. But right after this, they all disperse except for Chris, who now goes to the locker and finds the urn.
Yeah. Well, before that, what I was going to say is we don't know, we still don't know exactly what happened to her in her past. But the one girl, I think Grace, says, "Oh, she's like helping her," and she said, "They shouldn't have said that." And she goes, "Why? It's true." Yeah. And I was like, So there was more to that story that we find out later. But
yeah, definitely. All right, so the artifact. So now she has the artifact.
She almost blows it in the middle of the hallway.
But then the whistle rings to get to class, and she puts it away.
Yeah.
The whistle, bell.
No whistle blowing.
She puts the whistle away. And she goes to class. So then at detention that day, she brings the urn with her. I thought it'd be a little weird that she brought the urn with her to the detention.
She was looking at it, and the one basketball kid, the jock, was like, "You have a bong over there. We're not allowed to have drug paraphernalia." Yeah, because she's like, "It's not a bong." Or a bowl or whatever.
And that's when she says, "I found this in the locker," and Nick Frost looks at it and is like, okay, well, he takes it. He pretty much confiscates. He knows it's going to be something worth money, so he confiscates it. Said, well, you said you found it in the locker, so it doesn't belong to you anyway. It technically belongs to the school, so I'm going to keep this.
That was actually, this was a funny scene because he's very intelligent, but he's teaching high school history.
He's good. They do the research together. This is when we get our first dip into the research of it.
Yeah, so he's trying to read it because he kind of knows the language, and Grace gets on her laptop it actually, this is what it means. And he's like, "Man, you don't even need a degree in anything anymore. You just Google shit."
Yeah, that was a good little social commentary bit.
But he's like, all right, I'm going to take it. You guys are dismissed. He dismisses them right away. He starts Googling and realizes that he could get potentially like $30,000 to $40,000 for this thing.
Yep. So while he's at school, he dismisses them from detention, says they go, and he's sitting there with it, and that's when he blows on it. He gets well, he's like, well, might as well. Oh, no, you know what? He doesn't just blow on it randomly. And I thought this was good writing, too. This was really, because anybody can just blow on it randomly. There's a reason he blows on the whistle.
Yeah.
Everybody was motivated. This is the difference between good writing and bad writing.
I remember this.
People just do dumb things just because you want to put them into a certain position. Well, this was they wrote him into what they needed him to do, and it totally made sense.
Yeah, because I don't think I would just randomly blow. And I'm weird. I would try anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I don't even know if I would just randomly blow into this thing that I don't know whose lips were on it.
True. But he's online looking, and when he's pricing these other things out on a eBay type site, it says in working condition.
Yep.
So he's like,
and you could see his hesitation too. He's like,
and he doesn't say anything, and it's great. It's all just like physical acting. You can see he's thinking, the wheels are turning. He's like, well, fuck, I gotta blow this thing and make sure it works. All right. And it's just like,
and then the window cracks. So,
when he blows on it. This is our first time we hear the scream.
Yeah.
And if you've ever heard a death whistle scream, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Which made me bring up, I listened to a radio show and they did it on the radio last year.
Yeah.
Preston Steve did it. And I don't know, like a fan or somebody sent one in, and they didn't do it extremely loud. They had to stand back, but just that screech, it's very loud. Very, very loud. Yeah. It was supposed to ward off spirits, ward off death, ward off animals, people. You would, scare people off.
Right. You were death, in other words. You were trying to make them think that you were death. Get out of here, kind of deal.
Yeah. And he's smoking cigs in the school.
He's smoking cigarettes. We see that as a big thing. Yeah. He goes out to the janitor.
He hears it stop. And he was like...
Well, the window cracks as soon as he blows it, and then and there's like a whole effect for a minute, and then he goes out looking for the janitor and can't find him. Yeah,
because he you hear something, and he goes out into the hallway, and then he sees what looks like a hospital patient down the hallway.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, because you start hearing the thing talk to you. That was the other thing too. I mean, whenever you're holding the whistle, it's trying to compel you to blow it. So it talks to you too while you're...
You said that, but not everyone had that. He didn't have that. I don't know if I believed
I think Dafne Keen did too, and the only reason that she didn't was because I felt like she was and it was doing it.
Then
the bell went off, and that's what snapped her out of it.
Yeah,
he didn't have anything snap him out of it. That's why he
would explain the ending if that's true. So I wasn't fully there until you said that.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get that, but it is there. You do hear little voices and whispers and stuff. It's compelling you to blow it.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yep.
It's sweet talking you to blow it.
My God.
Hey, baby, you want to put your lips on this.
And you know what? It's instant regret just like that.
Damn right.
Every time.
Never wet your whistle.
Just like an Aztec death whistle.
So that was a creepy scene. He goes out into the hallway.
Well,
he's like, because he hears the whispers, he hears something. That's why he goes out, and he thinks it's the janitor talking.
Yeah.
And he goes out into the hallway, and he's like, oh, the janitor.
He's like, sir, you can't be here.
And as he turns the corner, he sees the patient in the middle, and he's like, and he gets closer. Or no, I forget. He goes back to his room, and next thing you know, the patient is there, and it's on top of him.
Well, the janitor snaps him out of it, and as he's walking back, he goes, I won't tell anyone, by the way, and he kind of makes the
cigarette
for people who can't see us. Yeah, the cigarette to the lips, your 2 fingers, like you're smoking. I'm going to keep your secret. And he goes back in and kind of is startled, face to face with this bald patient, ugly, swollen face, blood coming out of his mouth. It was very creepy. Grabs inside of him and grabs his lungs.
Yeah, just reaches into his chest and grabs his lungs.
So I will say at this point, I totally forgot what this was about, that it was their death. I don't remember.
We didn't get that yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we did get that because he said it. He said there's some...
No, it's just death. The old lady down the road says it's your death. He said it summons death. But I never read even this synopsis on here saying it was their death.
Right.
I know I watched the trailer. So going into this, I kind of forgot. I thought it was just summoning ghosts.
Yeah.
So this one, it was the first one I went, oh, that's weird. He's grabbing his lungs.
After smoking.
Yeah. I was like, he turned, because he literally turns into that being. That was the first time we see that totally happen. And after the fire guy, I was like, oh, he's making him die just like him. Like that's what, but I didn't realize.
Right. When the fire guy reaches into the basketball player's mouth and the basketball player ignites into fire, you just think, oh, there's a fire demon and he burns people.
Yes.
You don't think, oh, he's
that's you.
That's
That's the future you. Yeah.
So when you get this death, this is our second hint that this is what's going on. That your death is hunting you, and we might as well jump to that now real quick because that's the big layer that's added to this that makes it a little. That's like the twist on Final Destination. It's not just death that's coming for you, just random death coming to get you somehow. And we get this explained to us. I guess we should wait till we get to that scene and explain that part because she explains it. So let's go. Let's keep going.
Sure.
Okay. So, the rule. So the curse is activated. Group brings artifact to the teacher. Blah blah blah. Aztec curse. The rule. The whistle compels anyone who hears it to face their own death, summoning their future horrific demise to the present.
Well, this is the thing, yes, but we didn't know that. So we still don't know that because once he dismissed them from detention, he says, oh, go write me a 5-page paper. So they all plan to meet at the Grace's house to write it, and cousin dude runs back in and grabs the thing when teacher was in the hallway, if you remember. Before he dies, he takes the whistle and runs back out because he forgot his comic book.
Right.
So he came back in for it and saw it, and then saw that he had $35,000, and he was like, "Oh, we're taking that." So that was all perfect. He forgot his comic. He went back in, the Revenger. He saw that he was going to sell it on eBay for $35,000 and was like, "Screw, I'm taking this back."
The whistle back. Yeah.
And kind of so then they all went to this.
Again, good writing to get the whistle back to the kids.
So easy.
Because we need the whistle to be in the kids' possession. But we get the death of the teacher
after that
to let us know, to give us our next our second clue as to what's going on. So there we go.
But at this point, I still didn't know it was your death. So then they go.
So we're still figuring that out.
They go to write all these book reports together, but they're hanging in the hot tub and they're all kind of talking
and they were going to blow the whistle.
Well,
because he shows up with the whistle and he's like, okay, cool, yeah. And the one guy, like the jock kid,
kind of dares his girlfriend.
Dares her, go ahead and blow the whistle. And Dafne Keen's like, I'm not staying, I'm leaving, I don't want to be any parts of this. And she's about to walk out. Well, she's actually walking out.
Yeah.
And so's the other girl, Grace.
Yeah. No, Grace was
following her to try and get her to...
Grace is the one that blew into it. That's the blonde.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I forget her
name. The other girl.
What's Ellie.
Ellie, okay. So Ellie, our love interest, which we'll get to in a minute. So I guess we can do it now, because she goes to talk to her because she likes her. Yeah,
she likes her. So they're gonna go walk out, but Grace blows into it, and you can see all of them. It's almost like if you watch Stranger Things, when 11 had the big, what are they called? The noise.
The sonic projector.
Sonic projectors. Yeah, like the way that her mind, all those, they would start go scramble. That's exactly what all of them looked like. It looked like it just ran through their brain.
And they all got quick flashes of their deaths too. If you noticed, there was
I didn't.
There's just a quick little couple frames of them in their here and there.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, each one of them started to see more of their death, like what they look like, because she'll start seeing herself. We'll get to that too as we get further. But now, they all kind of get the and then then they all leave.
Yeah. You just made me think of something that I actually don't think you may have realized, but we'll get there.
All right. So then we get. What do we have? So Grace is now
Now she's by herself. They all kind of
still
leave.
in the hot tub for some reason doing homework.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess when you're rich.
Yeah.
And she's got a little brother.
Voices.
And this was creepy. You know, we get this. She gets out. She's like, knock it off.
She thinks her little brother's the one making, like, saying stuff and trying to play a prank on her.
And you see, like, you know, like the stereotypical creepy humanoid crawling across with on all fours
on the other side of the pool and
like, oh yeah,
and she goes to look for it and it's
nothing's there, but then she feels a hand on her face and it's definitely like a creepy hand, and she turns around and her brother's there and she's like, oh, you know, knock it off. But she felt something weird. She knew it was weird.
And then I think that's how that scene ended, though. Right?
Yeah.
So she just got touched.
But then we have the boyfriend come home.
Yeah. Well, then we get we get
drinking again and driving.
Yeah. We get that's foreshadowing. So the two jock guys are drinking and driving.
Mm-hmm. And he makes a point that first he gets out of the car and he's like, oh man, we made it home again.
See, made it home in one piece again or something.
Yeah, like he's pushing the boundaries. You kind of got that quick.
And then we get the bit with Chris asking her cousin about the other girl's sexuality.
Well, is she straight? And he goes, I don't know. And he goes, I have a feeling we're going to find out now.
And that was fun. And that was.
And it was cute. There was this moment where she was trying to text her, and there's this harvest.
That was cute. That was that was very. Again, well written. I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna have a little bit of romance in here, and it could have slowed things down, but it didn't. It was just like
that's the thing about this.
A little bit here, a little bit there, and boom, we're into it, and we're rolling.
And I'll reiterate, like the basic overall story is repeated stuff that we've seen, like the Final Destination, but the writing in it to do that with the same concept.
The layers that they add.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It was good writing. It wasn't lazy in any way. You know, it was kind of like, all right, I'm going to take this maybe to pay, and, you know.
They could have easily just made a carbon copy of Final Destination with, you know, this whistle, blow the whistle and on, just left out the whole your death following you, this, that, just had some kind of crazy spirit coming and just killing people. And just left it at that. And just had random characters that you never remember and you don't connect to and just mailed it the hell in.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They did a good job developing these characters. And
I agree.
And they did a good job putting enough of their own spin on a story we all know to make it a very enjoyable ride.
Yeah, I agree.
So our next...
Oh, so then we're
going to go to the harvest.
She says, the harvest festival. It's kind of
she finally
spooky people. And this is another perfect set, which we've done. But again, it's not... We've done it, but it works well. So if it's not broken...
I will say,
keep using it.
I will say that is the biggest harvest maze I have ever seen. Like,
I know.
And they must have been CGI because they like. They pan up and it's just like whoa. It reminded me of this. Of the scene in Hellraiser, I think it was 2, where they go to the hell realm and he climbs up on top of the wall. It's just like, and you pan back and it's just like this giant labyrinth.
With the bushes, I was thinking of The Shining, and that's what I was thinking of. That's the first thing that went through my head.
Definitely The Shining, but when they pan up and it looks like it goes on forever, that's when it jumped The Shining level and went to.
I was like, whoa, that's a whole state
for me. Right? Yeah. I was like, my God, that's the biggest maze I've ever seen.
I want to go there.
At a harvest.
Yeah, and it was cool.
It's like a carnival. They come out.
It was cool because you know.
But it was awesome.
We saw exactly where it was going, but you're still ready for it, but you're not ready for it.
Like tension and scenes in that. So they get to they go to the harvest and the girl. The guy's like, oh yeah, I'll give you a head start.
Yeah, 2-minute head start.
And she goes ahead of them.
So now we get the one that blew the whistle alone, where people are scary people are popping out. You know.
So yeah, it's a haunt. People are jumping out at her. And eventually though she
starts to see this old woman following her, and she's running around. She calls her boyfriend and she's yelling, and he's like, it's a haunt, you're okay. And she's like, no, this lady is following me. She's saying my name.
She knows my name.
So then I felt bad for him because you can see his panic. Like, he really loved her, you know, and he was just like panicking, trying to find her. And we have that scene where she goes through like a part of it that's not, I don't know, like it was.
That scene there. But let's talk about the makeup. The old lady makeup was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so good.
What if I look like that when I'm older?
I'll be running like Grace was.
You won't even look at me? Damn.
But yeah, the makeup was really good. She was really creepy. That scene where she looks up and she's up on top of all the hay bales. It's like,
oh yeah.
Oh shit, that was like some Sam Raimi fucking Deadite shit or something. I was like, that's really fucking good.
And actually, okay, before we get to the end, the best part when I went, oh shit, she grabs a shovel and smacks her in the head.
Yeah.
But she knocks herself out, so they both fall. And that's when we noticed, we're like,
both were like, yep,
that's her.
It's her. Yep.
Like instantly, because you're kind of getting it. You know that it says your death, but you're like, that was the moment where you're like, that's actually her. You know, it was like, and it was cool.
Yep.
And but she gets up, but she doesn't grab her phone because it's next to the creepy girl's eyes.
Yeah, and the creepy girl's awake again, and so she starts. She runs into the maze, gets lost in the maze, and then finds like a little opening for like a little chute with some crazy lighting, and it was like a duct. It's a duct for the workers, the haunt workers, to slide in and out unseen and to go and reset themselves in the maze so they can go back and start in their section again and scare the next group of people that comes through.
Yeah.
So she's
going to crawl through and towards the center, and then you just see, the creepy
woman is in there.
Grab it. Oh, she puts her finger into her thigh.
First of all, when she looks back, she's not on the ground. She's on the ceiling of the fucking thing.
Yes, upside
down. Some really great camera work and VFX there with that little bit. Because, I was expecting her on the floor to just be behind her.
Yeah,
and then
she was.
Oh, they went extra and put her on the fucking ceiling of the chute, just like, crawling.
But then she gets her finger into her thigh.
Yeah. And sticks her.
Or not her thigh.
And you see it age. Like,
yes, and I was like,
deteriorate right there.
And then you could see half of her face and her eye.
Melt, yep.
And I was like, it's like, 100 years old, and this that was a really cool effect. Like, and you could see, like, it was like her makeup when she got out.
Yeah.
And she's trying so hard to get to, like, ring the bell in the middle to try and get somebody to help her. And she gets her.
There.
Yeah, well, she gets there, but
as she gets there and rings the bell, the thing gets her as well, and
so they all come around.
They show up, and there she is, and she's old.
Very, very old.
Super aged, like she would have died of old age.
Yeah.
And so the boyfriend, like, it goes into denial. He's like, it's not her, it's not her, and that's how we kind of leave that scene and. When we leave out of that scene and meet up with him in denial that she's going to be home soon. And
I can't remember if it was before Grace died that they actually went to Horse's grandmother's house, because then when they go back later, they say it killed our friend.
Yeah, that was. So now we're going to go to.
They went before Grace died to try and return the whistle.
Oh, yeah.
After she blew it. Because that's when she realizes.
Oh, because they go to the funeral for the teacher, too. Or not the funeral for the teacher, but the announcement the next day with the teacher.
And that's when she sees the one girl sees her have like a seizure, it looked like. So, but they don't know, but they go.
Assembly,
it was before Grace died, but we need to say this. They go to return the whistle.
They've all been seeing things, which is why they decide.
Yes, and they go and try to return it, and the grandmother's like, it took my daughter, it took my, and you can see she has,
she's a collector of all kinds
stuff.
Of tribal and ritualistic relics and stuff. They're all over the house, so this is obviously part of her.
Yeah, and she says, no, you didn't find it, it found you. But she says it doesn't say summon the dead, it says summon your death. And that's when she knows, and she says, I don't want it. And then we have that harvest thing where they're like, what? And then once Grace dies,
they go back.
But before they go back, they're trying to tell the boyfriend, that was Grace. She must have died of an old age.
She died of old age.
Like, would have died of old age. And he's like, I don't know who that was, but that wasn't her. And then we see him, you know, he's like, I'm going to go home and wait for her. Yeah. And we see him, once again, drive up, hit the garbage cans, gets out, cans fall, goes in. His dad, he, you know, is like, are you driving drunk again? No. And that's when we see him get his first flash of somebody. And we instantly, this thing was mangled.
It was a mangled body.
And we're like, oh, he died drunk driving, you know?
Yep, as soon as you see it, you're like, yeah, that's what that is. So.
And the girl, Ellie, at one point, she says to Chris, she says, I saw I must be having a seizure. So earlier on, and this is why we don't need all their backstory. So when you see her, it wouldn't have been, you thought it was an EpiPen, but it wasn't. I know it was insulin because she wasn't having an allergic reaction. And give herself an EpiPen, that would stop, you know, mess your heart up. Right. But we just get her injecting her thigh with the pen at one point, and I'm like, all right, right down in there, now we know she has diabetes. Like, she has juvenile diabetes, right there. So that's all you need, you know?
Also mentioned here, while her and Chris are exploring their relationship together, Chris opens up about her dad and how he was, she had OD'd, and her dad was driving her to the hospital, and that's when they had the accident that killed him, and if it wasn't
Truck
for
hit
her,
them,
that, you know, it really was her fault that, you know, he wasn't with them anymore, and so we get a look at it. And her ghost that keeps coming back to haunt her has a needle in its arm, and it's obviously her after dying of an overdose.
So she thought, and that's what I was going to say. It wasn't actually.
Well, we'll get to that. But all right, so let's get to our next couple deaths. So the next one to go is the jock, right?
Yeah, I guess we should. We haven't really mentioned the creepy preacher boy that has been in the background all the
so
time.
we've had Noah, the creepy preacher
who gives everyone drugs.
Right, the drug dealing preacher who approaches Chris when she first moves in first comes to school because she looks like a druggie, and you know he can.
Or he probably heard. It. Yeah, he probably heard.
But she hits him too, right? She,
I don't remember.
At one point, she like.
Oh, yeah, later she does.
Oh, no, what's his name shows up. Her cousin shows up and says, get away from her.
Oh, and he punches him.
And he takes him to the ground and all. And then later we have the thing with the knife, where she gets the knife and cuts his nose with it. His nose with it. So that all kind of happened. But at any rate.
He's a background character that you know is going to.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. He'll serve a purpose later. There's a reason he's in there.
There's a reason you hate him, too. You're like, oh, we hate this guy.
Yeah, so we get, let's see. Oh, so we're going with the jock's death. Amazing. This is probably one of the best deaths in the movie.
Yeah,
and
because he's
freaking out. He's in his room.
He sees the hand coming through the door.
Starting to come through the door at him.
So he shuts the door. He locks it. He puts a stressor, and there's blood all over the door. And the parents,
and his dad and his
poor
mom,
parents. Oh my
God! Open the door. And he's like, no, it's going to get me. It's going to get me. And he's backing up, and you can just see his armoire behind him with all his clothes in it. He's backing towards
this one because we hear the sound effects of what the car crash would have been like too. You hear like a truck, like. And you can see the lights, and then he's got air kind of towards his face.
The first thing you see, the fingers start to.
Yeah.
And then it's bits of glass taking chunks of skin off of his face, and then there was his arms splitting down the middle,
his leg snapped in half.
Oh man, and just different, and then big piece of his jaw, and
it was. I felt so, and then
and he's alive through it all, and it's just bam,
and he's feeling it, and then
he's just floating in air, and this is happening to him like he's in the car,
and oh my God, and then his parents bust in. How do you explain that? That's the only thing that I have a problem with this. Not that you would really, I guess, need to, but nobody.
Well, that was what they were saying. Like what's his name had stage 4 lung cancer. He was fine, and then he had stage 4 lung cancer.
But this guy just being mangled, probably would have called.
Accident in his room.
In his room, yeah. So I don't know what.
And the girl aged to only 80-something in the middle of a corn maze.
Yeah.
In a hay maze.
I know. So all that, eventually it'll probably.
Sus.
It is all stuff.
But what are you gonna do? I mean, what the fuck?
This one, it really gave me the feels. Oh, God, just getting into a car accident, so like that, awful. And his parents come in and scream and see him fall. That one, and then...
That was rough. All right, so then we had Rel, who has been grieving over Grace the whole time, because he crushed on Grace, but, could never have her, and... she's dead.
They go back to see the grandmother who took a turn for the worse. So now she's about to die, and
she has her dying breath.
It literally is her dying breath. Yeah. So they go back there, and they're like, "What? What can we do?" And she's like, "Well,
she tells them
there is one way.
Why did she tell them that before? Why did she wait till the second time?
Because it's a movie."
They had to kill some of them first, and then they had to come back and get them.
Well, she didn't say that they blew into it. The second time they went back, they said it killed our friend. We all heard it. Like that's when they kind of tell her.
Oh, because they tried to give it to her and she didn't want it. She didn't say that they blew into it.
Yeah, they didn't say they blew into it. So this time, then she's like, "Well, you can use your blood and mark somebody else."
And when it comes to get
their death will take them.
It'll take place of you. Yeah. So we learned that.
It needs to be nearby.
There's our final destination trick.
Yeah.
Just like, you got to die and whatever, but then they wind up doing that anyway.
Yeah, which actually was in one of those final destinations.
So Rel is all set to,
get this preacher.
Kill Noah and put the blood on him. Not kill him, but take him and put his blood on him.
Which we were, and first off, I kind of was like, what the hell? Like, why are we slicing our whole hand? It's always so dramatic. Can we just prick
It's always your hand. Look, can I just say one thing for the movies? Like, if you're going to slice yourself to bleed a little bit, you don't do your hand, because you use your hand in everything you do, so the cut doesn't close. It never fucking closes.
Oh, God.
Cut some part of your body that it'll close. That's why cutters cut their forearms and stuff, or their legs or something, so that it just closes right away. Not that but...
That's not.
All right. At any rate, you don't cut your hand. That's the dumbest place to cut, because you're going to go like this every fucking second.
It comes from blood sacrificing. And bloodletting. That's what it comes from. You would shake hands. You would use, that was the way to do it. So now, but like for a kid, teenager.
It's so Hollywood.
Yeah. But it's always like so dramatic. I'm gonna slice my whole hand, and he's walking towards him real slowly, like this.
I was like, wait a minute, are we watching Stranger Things again?
I mean, I would have just pricked my finger here. I would probably just pricked it and then been like,
"You're marked."
A little drop of blood, which we're all like, we're all like, do it. I'm like, get this mother effer. But the girls run in and they're like,
"No, you can't murder somebody."
Which at first, I was so mad. I was so mad. But then I realized why.
No, let him murder him.
I'm like, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Go find other people to choose. But you would be kind of blackening your soul, because you're choosing to murder somebody else, no matter if they shouldn't be here or not, So that was the thing.
You should have killed him.
And then this mother effer already knows he's going to fall into a fucking wood chipper.
Yeah.
A wood chipper!
Yeah, well, no, he works at the mill, and it's like
or whatever.
Giant, mill machine that just crushes shit. It's just like gears crushing shit, and he knows it's coming. And sure enough, they stop him from transferring it. And I felt this was like the worst one for me, because I was like, man, because this dude was like the good kid the whole time, super nice, never even got to kiss the girl.
And then he turns and looks at his cousin and says her name, and I was like, oh.
And this was brutal.
Like, it's like tug of war.
And just in midair, his arm starts
then to his elbow
in pieces, just being shredded in midair.
And they're making it worse because they're trying to hold him, and then at the end it was kind of cool though when he
sucked in and
he got pulled in. Nobody will ever even know.
Yeah, man, that shit was wild.
What did his parents think? Did he disappear?
Vaporized. He just disappeared.
Man.
Into thin air, like literally into thin air. His DNA's all over because his blood's everywhere.
Yeah. So then we get to they save this stupid preacher too, and he's just a jerk. But they
save the preacher. The girls talk the kid out of killing the preacher, and he gets himself free. And the girls are in the other room with the new Final Destination plan.
Well, the one girl who is a diabetic, she has all this insulin, she has all these other meds to reverse stuff, and she's like, we will stop your heart, and then, you know, they have an AED, and they're going to bring it back. And this is where she puts the needle in her arm. Now, the whole time, Chris is looking at herself in the mirror as this soaking wet being with a needle in her arm, standing there, and she's like, I OD'd again, I OD'd. No. That was her death. Yeah, plunging into the water, and the needle was still in her arm, and you see her laying there. And this was cool because they had her eyes glazed and pupils dilated like you normally would if you died. So she went from, you know, that's something that I thought was cool because it's missed a lot from like that moment when your brain dies. Your eyes just dilate. Yeah. So they had her laying there. You know, we have this.
Well, that whole scene where she pushes her into the water, and it transitions to the death in water being sucked down by the demon. Really good.
Yeah,
really
that was cool.
Really good scene. Really good.
Because you're fighting it while you're
and stuff there. That was, like her demons pulling her down into the darkness, and it was, it was a good.
Meanwhile, asshole preacher's coming in, shooting up like a
he's trying to kill them now. The girl saved his ass, and he's like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna kill you all." And
he's still, and this was the moment I was like, "Oh, well, we needed this part."
The guy gave him the drugs too, so he was a little drugged up.
He gave him drugs. He was like, "God save me! I gotta go kill them!" Like all this crazy stuff, and he's just shooting in there. So he breaks the AED. So she's trying to do CPR. Ellie gets shot. I don't remember how she comes back, actually, finally. I think she just kind of did. He takes the...
He touches the blood and puts it on himself, because Ellie's bleeding out on the floor.
Yeah. This was the moment, as he walked over and I saw the trickled blood trail, I went, oh, he's making the choice on his himself.
Ellie says chrysanthemum. And that's what brings her back.
Yeah.
She hears the name, her full name, calling her, and that's what brings her back.
Yeah.
Love brings her back.
Yeah.
So she comes back, and she comes too, but yes, Ellie's bleeding out now. She's been shot, and the blood is on the ground. And Noah comes up, and he's got the gun. He's about to kill them, but he sees the blood, and he's ranting about God, and blah, blah, blah. And he takes the blood, and is he putting it on his head, or he's marking himself or something like that?
I just remember he went like this, and we see him just holding the blood. And then
Ellie's death has been there over top of Ellie, about to take her.
Yes.
And Chris is like, no, stay, you can't go. And as soon as he touches the blood, the Ellie death disappears.
Yes.
And we see appear this like bloated.
Yeah, he was really bloated. So
version of Noah at the other end of the hall on the other side of the room from him, and Noah sees.
I don't know exactly. I said it looked he either drowned or got beat up pretty bad, something like that. So that's not clear, but he died. His
face looked all bruised up. So somebody probably took revenge.
It was either bloated or beat up. So one or the other. So that was cool. And then
And so that comes, and he's shooting at it, and it winds up killing him. And I forget, how was his death? Like, what did we see much of his death?
He just, he went after him and grabbed him. I don't remember exactly how, but then he just turned into that thing. Like, it wasn't like a crazy.
Okay. So at any rate, then I guess Ellie and Chris are saved. That's our kind of
live happily ever after.
I will want to say, I forgot to mention, I should have mentioned this too. Earlier on when we were talking about they were exploring, when I thought it was a really nice writing touch. I said I was going to talk about this on the podcast. When she asked, is she straight?
Yeah.
And then the next scene we see she's driving a Subaru.
Oh, God! I forgot about that.
I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, my gosh.
I thought that was just such a subtle little nod. Like, they're literally talking about her sexuality in the scene before.
And it's like
and we cut to the next scene, and there's Ellie driving in a Subaru station wagon, which is like the notorious lesbian car.
And it's kind of, if you didn't, know it, you wouldn't laugh at it. So it was perfect.
Yeah,
They definitely did that on purpose.
Absolutely. She absolutely was driving a Subaru on purpose. Mm-hmm. That was absolutely answering the question that they asked in the scene prior. It was like, in case there was any question, no, she's absolutely...
Yeah, she's driving a Subaru.
She's driving a Subaru wagon.
It's like a station wagon.
The official mobile of the lesbians.
Yes, that's what I'm told. Yeah.
So we're told, yes. So I thought that was a funny,
that was
a funny bit in the writing.
Yeah, I can appreciate it.
So now we get
stereotypes.
I think what is it, 6 months later? Ellie and Chris.
Yeah, and
walking down the school hallway, and we have a visible tattoo on Ellie now marking the event. They had that whole, because she had the...
I know, I couldn't tell what it was, though.
It doesn't say what it is either.
It looked like a cloud to me, so I have to kind of find out eventually. If anyone knows, you can comment, or if you saw what the actual tattoo was. It was on her wrist. It looked like a cloud.
I thought it might have been a tattoo of the Death Whistle, but I don't know why you would get the whistle tattooed on you.
No, it was...
But Chris does say, she gets random things tattooed that leave scars on her, that leave marks on her life, kind of thing. So we see that Ellie's kind of adapted that philosophy too, and gotten her first tattoo on her wrist.
Yeah, and that was the end of the movie.
Yep, and then we get some credits, main credits,
and this post-credit scene.
And then we get it's like a mid-credit scene.
Mid-credit scene, yeah.
Mid-credit scene. And the mid-credit scene was pretty cool.
It was really cool.
It shows
there's another student. It's probably a new student.
Asian girl goes to their locker and opens it up, and
there's the urn.
Sure enough, the urn is back.
And it's weird. She's like a violinist, so she's going to do a performance in front of the entire school. And this is where your theory of it's talking to you kind of gets, because I was like, nobody would just go up there and do that.
Yeah, well.
So we get this.
We know she's got the urn.
She goes up.
As soon as I saw
puts her violin down, and I was having anxiety.
I was like, oh my God, she's gonna blow this fucking whistle on the whole auditorium full of students.
And she does.
Oh my God.
It was like, and you see,
and the girls are in the audience,
they're like,
and they see what's going on, like, no.
Yeah.
And
then over.
That's it.
That was great. That was a great little.
It definitely leaves it open for a sequel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Maybe there was like whole high school. Everybody died, and then
it panned all the way back to the balcony where the parents were sitting.
I know.
The students were down there, and then you pan up and you see all these parents in the balcony. It was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. It was cool. If they did do a sequel or something, it would have to be like, I don't know, a town over and of new kids. Like, oh, did you hear about all the kids, all the people that died at that school years ago? Or like
the whole school did.
So that was
and the
really
whistle
cool.
shows up somewhere in the town over.
All right.
Yeah, very satisfying.
Yes, it really was.
Very satisfying ending. And again, it's not like we could see what was coming. You knew that the girls were going to survive. You knew. I mean, I felt bad that Rel died. I was like, man, he was awesome.
I know. I hated that.
Him, damn it.
I really don't. But then they would have died. Like nobody else was there. Yeah, so it's like they're picking and choosing.
They take it down to the last two and make the love always survives.
Yeah,
so
apparently,
lesbian sexual love trumps cousinly love any day, when in a horror movie especially.
Oh, sure. So, yeah. People that you met just the day before.
Your cousin's going to die, but your love interest's going to make it, because love will...
That you've known less than 24 hours.
Love will guide the way.
Mm-hmm. No, but all right, let's give our final thoughts.
Final thoughts on this one. Go ahead, Steph Infection.
Final thoughts are I loved it. I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun. You know exactly what you're getting. Some things are predictable, but the kills aren't. I didn't see a lot of the kills. And there's just some comedy and stuff. I think it was just a great watch. It was a lot of fun. Nothing bored me. Nothing, it just, like you said, the pacing, same as I said for my spoiler free. I liked it. I give it like a 6.5 out of 10, 7, maybe 6.5, I would say. But I had a lot of fun with it. I think it was really good. I was covering my ears. I was scared.
Yeah, the sound design was excellent. And when you have a movie that's about a whistle, you have to have some, and a haunted whistle at that. You know, haunted movies tend to have really good sound design. You have to pay attention to that. It's, you know, a big part of what's going to draw your audience in and make them feel like they're immersed in the film. And this one had to be, you know, that whistle had to be special, had to be like iconic, had to have a lot to it. And I thought that they really, you know, nailed a lot of the sound on this.
Oh yeah, definitely. So overall, recommend.
Yeah, same. I really enjoyed it. I wanted it to be good, and I was happy that it was. It delivered. I was very satisfied with what I got. I knew what to expect. It's a cursed object movie, but it was the added layers, the Aztec lore, the death whistle aspect, the kills, very creative. I thought that killing somebody, like taking their actual death, like the whole idea of your own death coming to get you, and when it happens, like the whole car accident, but you're not in a car, it's just happening while you're in your room.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was a really good creative, you know, creative kill, creative way to do it.
Agree.
To go
totally
about
agree.
it,
It's not
like they didn't come, like, yes, this is very Final Destination, but it took that and kind of put its own little bits on it when it didn't have to, and I thought it did a really good job of it. So yeah, loved it. Recommend for sure. Check it out in the theater if you can. Always support it in the theater. And if you can't get to the theater, it is a Shudder movie, like we said, so it'll be coming to Shudder after it's done its theatrical run. So there you go. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
Yes.
All right, Boo Believers. That's going to do it for us. Thank you once again for joining us. Make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Feel free to comment. If you're watching on YouTube, let us know what you thought of the film. Let us know what you thought of our takes. How far off base are we, or are we on pretty much aligned with what you saw up there on the screen as well? And recommend some movies. What do you want to see? What do you want, or I should say, what do you want us to see and review? Leave that in the comments as well.
All right.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Good. That's going to do it. As always, stay spooky.
Bye, Scream Hearts.